Hey Legionnaires, welcome back. We're here with another Dawnless Days siege view once again, and we are here in Eddisbourne again. This multiplayer map is being used so often here, and I'm not quite sure what is going on here with Dol Amroth. They are sallying forth cavalry, but a little too late, I feel like, to try and actually get anything done. But they have managed to get Cav in behind. I think they've come around through the forest over here. But they managed to get some cav here in behind. I was very confused what they were doing, rear charging their own cavalry here. General going in, Imrahil being sent in here to try and destroy these veteran legionnaires. Were they veteran legionnaires? Hazard legionnaires. There you go, in there you go. And it is a man versus dwarf battle here today, as we do have Dol Amroth in both Fives of Gondor and also just Last Breath. Dol Amroth. So we do have two different Dol Amroths, technically, I guess. The one that I guess is the typical one we see in Last Breath, and then Fives, which is a little different, has some different sort of units, that is for sure, and a bit of a different look. So they're a bit paler and blue, as you can see, compared to the Last Breath one. Oh my gosh, that general is actually getting focused down, and that might be him nearly dead. Imrahil needs to be careful there. He's managed to rout that Khazad Legionnaire, but at what cost? Nearly losing his own life, that's for sure there. I mean, a much better sort of fight here from the other Knights of Silver Swan. We have a huge amount of Knights still out here as well, waiting from this Last Breath player, I guess we'll call him. We'll just call him both Dol Amroth. I'm not going to bother to distinguish which is which. But yeah, huge amount of cav out over there. There's a lot of units stacked up here. We've got Pole Arm stacked here, Prince's Coast Guard. We've got Mustered Men, which is like militia units. We've got Dol Amroth Squires as well. We've still got a lot of cav here in the center of the sort of the defense. They should get that out and round, to be honest. And there is a Imrahil general here. Whether he's just getting ready to deal with these Dale escort mercenaries that are sneaking around. Whether he's seen these or he's just kind of keeping an eye on this choke point, I don't know. We do have Erebor on the other side attacking here. And he's already assaulting, as you can see. Dol Amroth going into these Pelargir Marines. The javelins being thrown. And now they must engage with these armored midgets. Yes, if you're a fan of all things Dawnless Days and Lord of the Rings and want to see more from this glorious mod, you guys do enjoy checking out these videos. You seem to love them a lot. But yeah, do feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell. You don't miss out on any sort of battles or streams. We had a stream the other night, and yeah, that was a really, really fun one. Hopefully, might show one of the replays from that. I feel like it was a very good dwarf siege. Got Erebor Axe Warriors here. They're cutting through these Pelargir Marines, that is for sure. I mean, Pelargir Marines, they're tier 2. They're also medium infantry. Their javies are kind of what their killing machine. And then after that, once they got through their javies, they're not really going to do much in the way of damage with those swords. Certainly against like a tier 3 or a tier 4. Lots of foot knights, though, ready to replace those Pelargir Marines. And already archers as well getting focused down. That's not so great. Dol Amroth archers losing out to crossbows as well. Like, of all things to be losing out to, dwarven crossbows should not be the one, because you have better range than these guys. So you should not be getting outranged and therefore getting focused down. We have got a huge battery of archers up here as well. We've got 6 units of archers. So these guys could definitely fire onto something if they wanted to. Khazad crossbows definitely vulnerable from here. That will be interesting to see how that goes on. And there you go, Dale Escort Mercenaries. They've actually managed to surprise the cav lying in wait over here. They are going to lose, but maybe the surprise attack is kind of unveiled, and now Dol Amroth's going to have to rethink his strategy. Or maybe not. He might just kind of just leave them there. The threat of them just in the back lines is always, a problem for Khazad-dûm. Yeah, men fighting men. We won't see that very often in today's battle with all those midgets from the dwarves. But yeah, it looks like they're sending spears in that direction. We're going to see guards of the Durin gates here. Don't know really what the point of sending these over here is. I mean, maybe to try and support this cav fight, but they're not going to get there in time to support that cav fight. Whether they're going to go and attack this other choke point, potentially. But sending them over there, they're not going to be able to like block off the choke point or anything like that. They're going to get there, and Dol Amroth is going to just run around them, or he might even run into them if they're not set up. But yeah, that's a bit of a sacrificial lamb, that spear being sent over there. The other guard of the Durin Gate being sent in here, and he's doing well. All the Dol Amroth units in this engagement are losing, which is not to be a surprise. Dwarves are just kind of killing machines when it comes to melee fights. Certainly when they're taking mustered men, coast guard, and squires. Not a single knight in sight. Not really any proper trained troops in sight, apart from maybe the coast guards, I guess, are. But then also, like, coast guards, at least in the UK, they're like, I don't know, or even in like the US, it's kind of like, sort of like under the military arm. Certainly the coast guard is, like in the US, like sort of like under the military arm. A little bit, I feel like, but it's also not at the same time. Certainly, I remember that's isn't that what one of the Bushes like joined up to get Void Vietnams, like joining like the Coast Guard? I feel like that's the thing. Anyway, let's stop wearing on about Coast Guard. Let's get back to the siege at hand. The polearms over here, they seem like they're doing a bit better on this side. These polearms aren't losing, at least all the Marines are, but yeah, the polearms are a good stopping power. Have the Dwarves actually brought any polearms? They have brought one. And yeah, I was going to say, if they brought one, it's the Tomb Wardens. They've only brought the one, but it's a very, very good one. Over on this side here, not a single polearm in sight. Doesn't seem like they need it, though. The polearms are getting shredded. I think that is with the help of the crossbows. I'm still really undecided whether I like the armor for the Durin Guard. I certainly think they should have their shield changed. Like, it's just a brown and silver shield. It does not blend well with the gold and red armor. I also feel like since they're Khazad-dû, like Mithril, they should be more like in a Mithril sort of color. That's just me. Like, if you're gonna like kit out your best troops, I'd be getting them out into like a Mithril color. Maybe not quite literally Mithril, because then they would be, in theory, unkillable. Imagine if they did have like a unit that was just like in Mithril. That would be insane. Like just like a small unit, like maybe like 30, 40 guys in like reality, like well, not in reality, but in lore. Not in the game. That would not be fun for anyone because then just be an unkillable unit. But yeah, like you just had like 40 dwarves maybe kitted out in Mithril armor, or at least in a Mithril chain shirt like Frodo. They'd just be like, yeah, like I'm saying, unkillable. You'd like be able to just go through armies. You need to get like headshots on them or like take off their legs, which would be quite hard because they're very short. So that would be really, really cool, I think. Like a little dwarven special forces, kitted out in just the finest gear.
Men are running! Stand and fight, damn you!
Yeah, this was a replay sent in to me by a member of the Discord. I will come back to that and saying all that. And there's a charge going there from Dol Amroth. It was not a great charge. The Dwarves, I mean, see, they're losing though. They hadn't set up the Dwarves, but it wasn't a great charge from Dol Amroth. They kind of like came over that ridge. Just yeah, and it's the withdrawal's always bad. You got to get a really good smack onto the guards at Durin's Gate to just hope that it's actually gonna be worthwhile. They're gonna charge swords. That's a good sword. Mantra Claimers of all things to be hitting. Thing is, even with dwarves, like these heavily armored units, they can kind of soak up the charge a little bit, but also on the withdrawal, they're gonna take some losses off you here. Yeah, actually, that wasn't too bad for Dol Amroth. You can get that out of there. He lost like a couple of riders, but that's not so bad. And we're actually going to see now the hordes of knights descend. They need to keep microing though. They need to keep microing here. He's not doing a good enough job with this micro. I just about got away with that. Here we go. Are they going to go for the charge on Barlin? Yeah, they are. Barlin is a good unit to go after. He's a super strong infantry unit, but he's only 60 man in size, so he's actually quite chargeable. Actually did not even kill that many. That is ridiculous. And they're going to come out of that, going to charge the Mantra Claimers again. I'm intrigued to see how many kills these guys get. This knight is pretty much surrounded and dead. I don't think they're getting out of here. Oh, they have a little escape route. Yeah, they're actually not too bad. Yeah, Mantra Claimers here. 72 out of 100. The spear is now surrounded. This is kind of not a bad way to do it. He's sending one cab to be a sacrificial lamb. The other one starts rear charging. They should have gone for the shock here during Old Mithril God. I don't know why they're so desperate to get the crossbows. I don't think they're that big a threat. Ride them down, boys. Ride them down. But yes, this is a replay sent in by a member of the Discord on my Discord server. So if you want to send in any of your own replays that are featured on the channel, that's the best place to send them in. That or maybe like the Dawnless Days server if you're in that. But yes, if you want them to be featured on my channel, then I'd definitely make sure that they get sent into my Discord, and I will make sure that they get covered. I've got a bit of a new revived list of Dawnless Days replays to check out now. But it's constantly probably like needing replenishing, to be honest. We get through them as quickly as I get them sent in, I feel like. But yeah, there you go. That spear's been dealt with. And now it's the crossbow's turn to get charged by the knights here. Brace! Brace, men of Khazad-dûm, or dwarves of Khazad-dûm. It was actually a great charge. I feel like they didn't knock over many of these guys. Still going to do damage. These crossbows won't last even prolonged melee, and they can just charge them. They also are silencing them, so they can't really do much. Archers are firing in, and that's the only support there is really going on there. Cav is pulling out of combat to go into another one, try and get a bit of a charge bonus. It's not a bad idea, but it is costly. You're going to lose a lot of troops doing it. I hope that some of these guys have got at least over 100 kills, because otherwise, there's a lot of it. It's an expensive unit. I mean, they are fighting heavily armored dwarves, but even still, you should be getting a lot of kills. I mean, that's why you should try and pin with infantry and charge from cav. Hard to do on a sally out. In fairness, I mean, I guess I could have sent infantry with the sally out. You'd have lost the infantry, but you could have then pulled your cav out without sort of worry that it's going to get killed so badly. Like some of these units here have just been tied to melee, like doing the pinning job of the infantry. Some of them are doing very, very well though. I mean, that Mantra Claim is dead. That's, I don't think, got more than 30 kills, I'd have say. Just going to take out these crossbows. I'd left those crossbows. They'll just rout the shit out of you. You start rear charging this. The pole arms here are suffering. I mean, they've got plenty of reserves, lots of squires to come forward. I think that's mainly what he's brought. Yeah, he just brought spams of Dol Amroth squires, which I respect. He's gone for like cheap infantry, has the guy in yellow, and then he's brought a lot of cav. I mean, we've seen most of it being committed now, so he's not got a lot of his money left. I mean, he's still got the Silver Swans. I think this player's gone for quite a small infantry army. I mean, most of it's now committed, I'd say, in this fight over here. Erebor slowly slugging his way through this. We've got shield bearers of Belagost in there.
The men have broken.
Got the crossbows over here. They're just getting focused down by archers. They're in a 4v3 situation. Did he only brought 3, or has there already been more? Might already been routed, to be honest, I think. Yep, I think they're already just getting slowly routed. But anyway, they're losing this fight. Crossbows, I feel like, just are so difficult to use in a range fight. To be honest, just try and keep them out of a range fight. It's just kind of one of those things. Dwarves, I find in a siege, like elves, you're like, we're fighting elves. It's going to be really, really tough. Like, they're just so well-rounded. They've got bows. So, I mean, Ered Mithrin has bows, I guess. But I'd say they're one of the weakest dwarven factions. Dwarves, anyway, you can fight them like on the offensive, like this. You can like deal with them on the offensive because you can just take out their crossbows easy. After that, once you've taken out their crossbows, you just start shooting their really nasty shock infantry, like this Barrack Guard coming forward. Makes the job a bit easier. Like elves, they're going to take out your archers as a defender, and then they're going to bring up their horrible like pole arms and spears and things like that. And they got good swords, and they're just they'll punish you both ways. Like dwarves, I feel like with like crossbows, it's rare you see them punish you with the crossbows and actually, you know, kill off your shock. Like I said, you're doing something wrong if you like we saw earlier, if you're losing a range fight to dwarves. The black armored veterans of Khazad-dûm, these are the veteran legionnaires I was thinking of. They look cool though, in fairness. Line's getting pretty thin though. I mean, they've got plenty of reserves of these Dol Amroth squires, but I don't know if they're going to get... they all stop these veterans, to be honest. They're still healthy. And these are like a tier 4 very heavy against tier 2, which are heavies, in fairness. I'm kind of surprised that they're heavies. How did they get these swords up here? I'm guessing it's a re-rallied sword that somehow snuck through. Actually, no, there's a gap in the line. There's very much a gap here in this line. I mean, I don't know if this has been opened up by Dol Amroth to allow Imrahil to charge through. If so, bold, because Imrahil's nearly dead. I wouldn't send him in. We are seeing the pole arm come up. I was going to say, this is something that I would have done earlier, but all the crossbows are gone. I would have... Imrahil was sat over here. He was... If they could have got their crossbows up to sort of like the towers, they might have been in range to be able to shot Imrahil. And it would have been a general snipe, but Imrahil's already been in combat, and he's been sent forward like this quite a lot, just as the front lines. If you're going to send him forward, he's going to get shot at. I think they're bringing him forward for buffs and like rallies and stuff like that. Iron Guard going in now, so we are seeing some top tier infantry being sent in. I mean, Barrack Guard, I guess, has already been sent in. Iron Guard, literally like the most reliable, I'd say, infantry unit in a way. They're so well rounded, can both defend, both attack. There's plenty of infantry being thrown in here now. Yeah, there's a foot knight in there to support that pole arm. I mean, if the general of our allies there you go. Imrahil has died, actually. Oh, did he go to... What happened? He must have charged into the back of these guys. There's no gap, and he's then pulled through. Well, I don't know what was going on there, but Imrahil has just been killed off. That was really silly. You just need to keep him safe. There's no need to commit him. Good charge there from the other Imrahil. Again, he needs to stay just, you know, out of danger. He's wavering all these axe units. Shock and non-shock. To be honest, I just let Khazad-dûm do his thing now. Just let him attack. I mean, to be fair, same with Erebor as well. Erebor's nearly spent 2 Wardens moving forward at the right time as well. Ammo is short. This Dol Amroth archer here has some ammo. But that is it. These guys are pretty much all out. So it's a perfect time to come forward here. Taking some losses, but not masses of losses. This volley could be pretty decisive here, though. 98, 97. Yeah, not bad at all. And yeah, they're going to just stick them into here, so they don't have to like march forward too much forward. I would just wait even longer. The Dol Amroth player here has been just firing his ammo pretty freely into blobs of dwarves here. They are kind of making progress, I'd say. They are killing these Prince's Coast Guard. They're not really that unkillable. They're very killable, to be honest. Still got 2 Dol Amroth cav units here. One of them being Imrahil, one of them being just generic cav. Charging it head on into spears as well. Oof. Just trying to bait the spear. I mean, just charge it when it's not like in a shield wall or setup. You can do some damage to it. That other Imrahil's now got to recharge. Balin here is getting absolutely brutalized. 30 of them left. I bet he's not really got many kills either. He's probably not had a chance to sort of go into melee against infantry. His Duran Guard generally can get like 300 kills easily. A 60-man unit getting 300 kills is insane. It's a very, very unkillable unit. Apart from really, I'd say, from Cav, because it's such a small unit, you can just kind of plow it down. And there you go. They're winning in these fights, and the spears nearly broken here. Duran's Gate nearly gone. Once that's routed, I'd probably recharge with one of these cav and just finish Balin off here. Now, it's good timing, to be honest, that they maybe are about to kill Balin, because they're about to break on through here. There you go, enemy general is dead. There you go, that is Balin gone, and that is going to be the guards Duran's Gate routed. And they could just finish off Balin. I mean, they could just go for the rear charge and finish off Khazad-dûm. There's 26 minutes left on the clock. I don't really know how. Unless another Dwarven army makes an appearance. Or there might be a standoff at some point. Maybe like there's going to be a lull in the fighting. Let's see. The 2 Wardens now in here. They're doing what they do best. These are probably the best polearms in the game. And I'd say that. They're better than Hull Guardians. In the sense that they're not capped. Like the Hull Guardians are capped at what? 3? You can bring? You can only bring 1 Tomb Warden. Kind of suggests what is better in quality. Then I guess you could argue you can bring 3 Hull Guardians, so you could outnumber 1 Tomb Warden, and you beat it, which would make sense. Can't wait till campaign though, like when it comes out. For all of you that keep saying as well, when's the campaign coming out? But I can't wait till the campaign does come out, whenever that is, I will add. I do not have a date. For those of you that keep always asking me, do you know when the campaign's coming out? I have as much of an idea as you guys, to an extent. I mean, I see a little bit more, I guess, and sort of like sneak peeks and stuff that's getting like done, but I don't have a date. I don't think there ever will be a firm date. I think just one day they'll be like, here it is, the campaign's out. Just to avoid disappointment. But anyway, when the campaign comes out, you'll be able to bring obviously more than 1 Tomb Warden in an army, because campaign doesn't do caps the same way as like a multiplayer battle does. You're merely capped by your income. And I guess maybe your manpower, and well, not really your manpower, it's not a problem. In Dawnless Days, but your manpower, I guess, if you're playing like DEI. But there you go. Anyway, Cav here. It looks like it's silencing off these final units. And I think these veterans, I'm not sure how many times these guys have been charged already, but they might be stopped by the squires. They are losing though, the squires actually, even though they vastly outnumber these dwarves. Actually, it's the same way. These guys, these reserve squires never went in. So, actually, yeah, they would have absolutely dealt with these veterans. But there you go. Cav dealt with Khazad-dûm. That is Khazad-dûm gone. Back to their mines in Moria for them. And Erebor over here is now slogging away. It doesn't look like he's slowing down. So, like I said, I don't know if that time is correct. I don't know what's going on there. I'll be intrigued to know what's left. But it's now heavily not in favour of the Dwarves. But if you've got any sort of race that you think could maybe, pull this battle back from the jaws of defeat, it would be the Dwarves. There you go. Have they broken through there? Yeah, they have actually. There's a gap in the line. The Dwarves are through. Are they just baiting them back to a secondary sort of like defensive line? The Dwarves don't fancy it. Yeah, it's just a general retreat has been called there. They're trying to pull these guys back. They want to use the Cav. They want to use the Knights of Dol Amroth, and I don't blame them. Just put the spears in the front here and then just ask the question, are you going to charge spears and then pole arms as well? Are you really going to do that? I mean, there's not a lot left at this point. What is the general? Oh, we've got Gimli. We don't often see Gimli. And then we've got some more Iron Guards. Yeah, let's send them forward as well, just to really make sure. And then you can advance along this line with your Iron Guards. Go and shield wall, advance forward, then just push this Cav back. It's going to have to retreat. We've got archers up here as well. It's an easy kill for something. You need to be careful. We're going to see the Mansion Claimers go in. They're going to try and pin down this Dol Amroth Squire. Or not. They're going to go up here. They're going to go deal with the archers. And yeah, that's not a good idea because now there's Cav. Oh, he should have gone for the charge. Should have gone for the side-on charge on the Iron Guards. He's getting chased by another one, though. Decent micro here from the player playing as Dol Amroth. I was going to say Gimli should not be going into the front line because he will charge him. And he goes in. He's gone for the side charge.
The unit is running from the enemy.
Not bad. It wasn't a great charge, though. I would say, get out of there. You're going to take losses, but yeah, recharge. Oh, he's using a lot of riders, actually. There's a lot of riders going there. That was not good. And he's going to fall back to the second line, which is a good idea. A lot of the infantry for Dol Amroth that is left is actually trash, to be fair. It's all squires. And like the dwarves have their best troops left. They have pole arms as well. Dol Amroth doesn't. This is actually so feasibly doable for the dwarves. Like, balance power, 1,700 allies against 500 dwarves. I'd say those 500 dwarves could take out a lot of these guys. They're going to isolate and kill off a lot of these archers easily here before you need to push on. So yeah, this dwarven player can just set up a line here. Just go, we're going to kill these archers. Then we're going to come and deal with the rest of you. But then there's like, out of that 1,500, or that 1,700, there's still loads more archers here. The calves are all but pretty much spent. We have got Imrahil going in behind. That is going to be a problem for the dwarves. But they've got that rear guard, iron guard, for that exact problem. They could always change that out as well for a weakened one if they wanted to send in the healthy one in the frontal assault. We've got a Dwarven Barrack Guard infantry here, and then a Dwarven Barrack Guard general, which you're not going to get shot at. They're going to just be able to charge into archers. It's just whether they can get this cav to be of use. They are spreading out their lines as well, which is good, just trying to make as many angles as possible. They might be able to get a rear charge, and then it also means the dwarves have got to like send in one unit into each of these choke points to fight. Which spreads them out, but I think it's doable. You know what? The dwarves actually, you know, might be able to, you know, might be able to do this one. We'll see. Someone's really enthusiastic on those dwarves dying. He's like, die, die, die. All right, man. Whatever you say. Yeah, these archers, no match for those heavily armored dwarves. Still no sort of action going on anywhere else. Gonna cycle charge the Dwarven Barrack Guard. I could just flank them if you wanted to. And we don't even really need to send in the Dwarven Barrack Guard. I mean, can if you want. Manchu claim we should be able to deal with a couple of archer units easily. Deal with that in their sleep. They're gonna put all the Manchu claimers now. Cycle charging. Archer Tower is still in the game, which is possibly an asset that the defenders do want to use. See those flaming shots fly by. I love the officer, actually. I've just seen him. He has just got a kill. Look at that officer. It looks pretty cool.
The men are broken and running for their lives.
And actually, the shock infantry's losing. Dwarven Barrack Guard are losing. Just flank with the Manchu claimers. Just go round. The Dol Amroth archers were winning for a second. Now it's back to now the status quo. Dwarven Barrack Guard winning this fight as they should be. I can see why there's now maybe not quite 20 minutes. I'm surprised it's going to there's 20 minutes left on the clock. And like I said, I think some of it's a standoff, so I'll cut that out. But I can see why. I think the Dwarves are going to take it slow from here and maybe be methodical. Try and, you know, isolate, kill off certain areas. I would certainly choke point this area here between this sort of building and this sort of little town hall. I sort of block off that area now with spears, and then I'd attack all of these. I mean, they can escape, but can they escape if you attack them? They won't all escape, put it like that. And then you push there. Then you could block that off with a spear, and then you could then like start your attack over here. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard to juggle all these spears because they can't be everywhere. you go. They finally outflank these guys, and they're finally going to rout them. So there you go. Good on them. So now the next sort of phase is probably going to begin very, very shortly here. What that phase is going to look like, I don't know. I mean, where has actually Dol Amroth's general gone? Oh, are we literally on top of him? Oh, we are. That's kind of funny. So yeah, I mean, he might go for...
Our men have given up and are
What's the
running for
likelihood
their
he's going to go for a
lives.
charge? I don't think so. Oh, there's no way the Knights of Dol Amroth here. Surely they're just trying to bait.
The enemy has found our
Yeah,
concealed units.
they're just trying to bait units there, I think. Dwarves are smarter than that, though. Imagine if they had, like, just, like, loose rocks or something up here that the Dwarven Barrack Guard could just chuck down, or a boulder. Push a boulder down into the side of those squires. They're going to go and capture this point, turn these towers around, I guess? At least just silence them. It's not a bad idea, but they're going to take unnecessary losses, but then they were going to take losses from being shot at anyway, so that is that could be a problem. So we'll just fast forward to see whether anything gets going. Doesn't look like it is. Like I said, they're just going to start. They're getting shot at already. Yeah, the Iron Guards here, but they must be missile blocking and soaking up most of those hits. Barrack Guard are going to be different though. They don't have missile block. They are going to get shot.
An entire unit has perished.
Well, I say that actually. They seem like they're kind of being missed. Though this Archdiver could definitely just shoot into them. It's just not. Anyway, they're going to take that. I don't think it'll turn. It'll just be... I don't think it'll start shooting them. The defenders, but I don't think it's going to be collapsing either. It's an indestructible sort of building. I think technically the towers will be destroyed, but I don't think they're going to change size and start shooting. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will. Oh no, they are shooting. They are shooting, but they're still shooting the Dwarven Barrack Guard. Interesting. Interesting. That's something that, if the developers could change, that would be good. Because, yeah, they're still shooting Dwarven Barrack Guard. I feel like these towers either need to, like, collapse, which I understand you maybe don't want them to collapse, that would be silly. Or, like, this building could be burnt or something when you capture it. But really, they should start shooting Dol Amroth now. They're still shooting Dwarven Barrack Guard. Lazily, but they're still shooting at them. These ones here, they haven't been firing, in fairness. Thankfully, because that would be rear shots onto the dwarves. That one's still firing. Or at least it was for a minute. Maybe it's stopping now. No, they would still be in range. They've been shooting all the way at those Iron Guard. Maybe it's stopped now. Maybe just took a bit of a delay. No, there it goes. It fires again. Interesting. Alright, so yeah, that just seemed pointless to go and capture that. They lost like 2 dwarves. And actually, there you go. They're just going to push on in. Dwarves are just going to go. They are making... I think they are going to make a long, thin line here. They are engaging with Iron Guard, with the shock infantry. And yeah, as expected, Dol Amroth falling back. His weakened swords there, routed. Going to get the next one, maybe? They're going to send in the archers next. Again, yeah, pole arms and spears being set up here as like a blocker. Really nice there. I mean, if they want to, it's going to be difficult. Once they push out here, they can keep going around and then use the spear to block here.
Our men run
And then basically push back in. If the archers charge them, the archers charge them. They're not that much of a threat. Imrahil is, watching on. Imrahil actually does have a chance now. This player's being sleepy. Definitely could go for rear charges now. They have all their spears and polearms looking to the front. None looking in the back. So sleepy moment here from the Imrahil general, not doing anything. But maybe he feels like he doesn't need to try hard that much. I still think the Dwarves have already got a solid chance here of winning this. All they need to do is just push this way towards the cap point and then turtle up in the cap point. There's no timer though, but it would give them a massive... It would give them like a battlefield-wide bonus, morale bonus. They're going to do like a V here. It's an interesting formation. I would just have let the Dwarves into the space, to be honest, a little bit more. I would have let them just like in here. Let the Cav operate a little bit more freely. Dwarves aren't fancying that. And they're going to push forward here with the spears. That's what they need to do, just be offensive with the spears. Push these guys, push this Cav back. Might be able to string out a spear unit across this from this building here to that spot, and that will then block them all off there. And then they could just be aggressive on the swords here. Actually, Dol Amroth's kind of helping them out here. He's coming closer. He's sort of shortening the line that the dwarves have to form. I'm going to fast forward again because it seems like there's going to be a lot of maneuvering and not a lot of fighting going on.
We've revealed their deception! Hidden troops!
Yeah, both sides are sort of waiting each other out, looking for the right opportunity. Oh, I think the dwarves might have moved a bit too aggressively there. General leading the way as well in that charge. They need that spear to cover because they're going to send in the cav hit. That was way too aggressive from the dwarves, and that's going to be at least punished. Yeah, I think this cav will go in. He'll go for a general charge. Sure, he'll take that. Didn't really do much damage to the barrack guard. Killed like 5 guys. But now they just need to set up a spear line here. Like, just go from sort of like where this barrack guard is to sort of like that building. Just set up a spear line there. Are they going to box themselves in? I think they're going to box themselves in and just sort of push on this small little front here. Interesting. Sort of effective. They have another choke point here to contest as well here with the Dol Amroth Squires. They're going to use the Mansion Claimers of the barrack guard again. Been a pretty good dynamic duo. But they're fighting something a little bit stronger than archers now. But again, should still beat them. At least the squires can't be outflanked, which is probably a benefit for them. But yeah, Mansion Claimers is still like half strength. They should still slaughter, well not slaughter, but take out these squires. Oh, I was going to say they're pulling back Gimli, but that's fine. There's now Hall Guardians here. Not Hall Guardians. 2 Wardens. Wrong polearm. Wrong race. Spear. I don't know why you keep just pulling units out, or why are you being baited by the cab. Just leave the... Don't worry about it. The Iron Guard are losing. I'm going to see Gimli go in here. Cav is going to rout here, finally, but it doesn't really matter. It's kind of done its job. This general dies here, though. If Imrahil ends up dying, that is problematic. Because I don't think these squires probably have great morale. These archers, I'm surprised, have not broken, or at least like wavering. It's probably why they're being kept in reserve, because they have no general, no morale, and also probably army losses were coming into. Yeah, they're shaken just at the sheer sight of the enemy. By the looks of it. So if these guys go, that's a huge amount of troops that are going to rout, and that would probably tip the balance. Not back in favour of the dwarves, but certainly, you know, back into the sort of the balance. The balance power would be back in the balance, basically. Iron Guards have, yeah, been pulled out of all sorts of spots to try and deal with these cabs. It's dying. I wouldn't say it's got any effective charges off. There's certainly a weak point, and this Iron Guard here is losing to the squires. Because if it's been pulled in and out of combat, it's been just Iron Guard just set up a shield wall, advancing forward. In this situation, they should not be being dragged around the battlefield. Just keep them sort of stationary, make them a wall, quite literally. You've got to ask the enemy to break through. Every dwarf life matters at this point. You can't really be affording to like be baited out and then get like sort of like whittled down. I don't even think like going in, like pulling in and out of combat, like to do cycle charges. I mean, it's gonna benefit your shock, but you're losing a couple of dwarves each time. But I guess I don't know. Gimli could also maybe afford to do it. Could do with doing it. I don't think he can. There's a gap in the line if he pulls out. But it's not looking good. They need something to change, but not a lot left that you can do. Imrahil needs to die. I think that's what really needs to happen. Imrahil needs to die. 2 Wardens are losing. But yeah, I'd say if there was to be mistakes made in this one, I would go with mistakes being made were Khazad-dûm, really. It's the only one. So he had so much cav. Don't know why he was getting baited out into fights all the way out here. He lost a lot of expensive units, which have got no kills. He should have just had his front line here fighting, and then had another line sort of behind of just made up of spears and swords and the crossbows just looking outwards, and be like, right, well, we're gonna shoot you, deal with you like as much as possible. I mean, you can use the crossbows either way, to shoot inside or to shoot outwards. Then that's all you need to do, just have like an offensive line and a defensive line sort of backing on. But he didn't really do that. And that is what I'd say is the mistake that was made, really. Maybe not bring, I mean, you can bring Cav, I guess. Maybe bringing Khazad-dûm was a mistake. Playing the Dwarves against 2 Dol Amroths is a bit of a dicey one. But you can never say that. You can never use that as an example. You've got to work with what you have on the ground. So yeah, I'd say that would be the mistake though from Khazad-dûm. Didn't really set up it defensively, deal with the cav. I mean, he killed quite a lot of it off. I think Dol Amroth could be much more punishing with that cavalry.
Some men are wavering.
But you could have like, it would have been cheesy, but the Dwarves could have also not attacked on different points. They could have just attacked the same place. It would have been meant more, going through more pawns. Oh gosh, actually, look at this. Oh my gosh, they're going to break? Look at this. No way. No way. No way. I think we are. I think we're going to see I don't know. Hard to say. General going in here. This is the place to attack now, I'd say. If they can get the... look, they're going to try and cycle... Oh, I thought they were going to try and cycle out something. Yeah, they're going to set in the shock in here. I bet they're going to get the Iron Guard to go over here. There's a gap in the line. 2 Wardens are going in. Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be really, really close, actually. Missiles coming in. It's actually routing. I think that's the fire arrows from the towers over there. They're actually routing the infantry around them. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Seriously, is Erebor going to do this? He's running out of spears. That's the problem. Running out of spears to deal with all these this cav. The cav's in such a weakened state. There you go, Gimli going in. Yeah, Gimli can deal with that choke point over there. My gosh, they might do it, you know. Balance power 200 against 300. This is insane.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
They were outnumbered by over 1,000, and they still managed to pull this back. Dwarves are just going. I mean, I say like over 1,000. The Dwarves are outnumbered by multiple thousands sometimes. We see in some battles against like goblins and orcs. This is against men, and also it's like the end of the game. You have 1,000 less troops, and you're attacking. Like that's tough. And there you go. Imrahil's wavering now. Is he going to rout? He got caught here by the Iron Guards. He might be about to rout. Are we going to see them like a throw here? I mean, I say that from Dol Amroth. I think he's done all he can. He's just got it. Pretty poor infantry left. He did this strategy. It nearly worked. And then you maybe got to look at it as the mistake again on the Khazad-dûm flank. So not from Khazad-dûm, but from the defenders. Did they use their cavalry effectively enough? Could they be a bit more aggressive? Like not aggressive, but could they use some infantry to pin, and then use their cav to sort of? I don't know. It's hard to say. I think the cav, some of them will look at them and probably did not got as good a kills as possible. Possibly they could have got. Squires routing here. But yeah, I think look at this. Dol Amroth's going to lose this now. I think this Imrahil's going to rout if he gets too close, and then that's going to cause a mass rout. I generally think that might be it. And yeah, look at that side charge there from Gimli. That's routing these squires. If the squires rout, Imrahil will just rout on the spot. And the Dwarves are going to win this. Insane. It looked over. A whole faction died and there was 20 minutes left of this siege. And there wasn't really any dead points either. It gradually, it's just taken this long to get through. But yeah, what an unexpected ending. And there you go. There must be less than 200 Dwarves left. Insane. I didn't get the final number, but definitely under 200 for sure. Valiant defeat for Dol Amroth. And that is not what I expected. Like, I would say 90% of this siege, I have kind of in the back of my mind been thinking, Dol Amroth are going to win that one. They've won it. They've defeated Khazad-dûm. They're defeating Khazad-dûm. They're holding them in place as well, like Erebor on that side. But no, Erebor did not give in. And he played a decent game at the end. He did really well, shifting those spears where needed. Really, really good. yeah, hats off to the Dwarves, certainly to the Erebor player. Did a really, really good job. But yeah, this was sent in by Banana Man, who was playing as the Fifes, like version of Dol Amroth. Kind of generally did forget that we had two different Dol Amroths as well. Whether that's a mistake as well, bringing one or the other. I don't know if one's weaker than the other, but that could have been a mistake as well. But Imrahil here getting 168 kills with the Prince of Dol Amroth. General, yeah, his squire is not huge kills. I mean, they're fighting dwarves, so there's not going to be massive kills. But yeah, nothing over like 57 is the best there. And then we've got the archers here getting 139 kills, 109, 116. The cav getting 92 kills. Again, I think these kills are pretty low. But again, fighting dwarves, you've got to kind of take into it a little bit. But yeah, I still think low kills, to be honest. That is not maybe as good as you want, especially when you look at Imrahil, 168 kills. Then we got Sigma Goon playing as Dol Amroth here. 84 kills with his Imrahil. He definitely wasted his Imrahil. That's a mistake. I personally think that he sent his in, and he just seemed to pull it through and melee as well, which is such a strange movement. Or whether it's pathfinding was just getting in the way, I don't know. Anyway, that should not have been happening. He did lose his general a little bit too easily. Pelican Marines here, 89 kills. The Knights getting like no kills at 55, which is pretty awful. The Champions of Dawnless, which got a new icon, which I realized in the stream the other day. So that's cool. I like that they got a new one. I didn't think the other one was bad, but this one is very cool. Whether they're going to change their look to look like this, because they still look like the old look. But 99 kills for them anyway. 111, 137 kills with the Coast Guards. Actually, weirdly effective. They actually got quite a few kills on those dwarves. Archers, as usual, yeah, focusing. They did a really good job. 140, 116, 140, yeah, some solid kills there. Cav, actually, these ones did well for here. They got 251 kills, 219, 142. You couldn't ask for much better than that, really. To be honest, in my opinion, they've done a very, very good job there. So yeah, well done to Sigma. Then we've got Gamba here playing as Khazad-dûm. Had a rough game. Got some good kills on some units though, like his veterans here, 252 kills, 246. Guards, the Durin's Gate, 225. Another veterans getting 178 kills. Crossbows struggled. And yeah, like all this shock, these Durin's Old Mithril Guards, 61 kills. Manchu Claimants, Barlin, all getting low kills. Really sad to see, that's for sure. But then we have Frank, the guy that just persisted and fought on with Gimli here. 345 kills for him, insane. Shield Bearers of Belagost, 141 kills. Manchu Claimers, 281 kills. Dwarven Barrack Guard, 448 kills. Iron Guards, 128 kills, 170 kills. Tomb Wardens, 185 kills. And the Crossbows, 130. Actually, one of them did manage to get, which is impressive. But there you go, guys. That is today's Dawnless Days siege battle. I hope you did enjoy an incredibly close siege battle. It really was insane. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you in the next one. But if you need more Dawnless Days, I'd check out some of the videos appearing on your screen now. Bye for now.